Peace to the guys. Peace to the guys. Damn sure it been a minute. Fuck. It's been a minute. Let me give it a second, man. What did I miss? I know it's been a lot going on. Can y'all hear me? What's popping, gang? Can you hear me? Damn, it's been a minute. Hold on. Let me try to figure it out. It's been a minute. Let me try to figure this thing out. I don't even know how to go live anymore. Hold on. What's poppin', Sean? What's good, G? Hold on. Let me figure this thing out.
What I wanted to do was, ask you guys, who is United Front? What is the Vanguard? What is the Asafo Gang? Mayasa family?
I'll start with what is United Front. Well, United Front really started out as a concept and as a vision. Myself as being politically active. After listening to a speech by Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, peace be upon him, in the speech he spoke about Africans needing a black united front. And he also spoke about if you are a rapper, you should be a revolutionary rapper.
Run up in the spot, dumping in a Trump mask, making Africa great again with each gun blast. Devil try to weather the storm, but got your limbs broken. Should've checked the last forecast. Believe a slope too slippery for a skier. Or a white water rafter when I'm after my freedom. Revolution would not be viral or televised either. Each verse is weaponized, soldier recognize the beacon. Came off the mothership and back on when I die. That's mama and mama earth. Ain't nothing coming out the sky. Why you apologize, cracker ain't sorry. And I ain't worried, I ain't comfy, so that ain't for me. Yeah, you heard me, we got soldiers and supporters through these artificial borders. Gun hoarders and unloaders. As an omen, the war within and the war without is happening simultaneously. God within and God around. Cats like to say that they've evolved, but you really don't want no problems, cause you got soft. Versatile styles employ multiple streams for freedom. Cracker can starve a god with multiple streams of income. This shorty get multiple scream when she stream a real one. Cause I'm ill, like Kim Jong. Run up in the spot, dumping in a Trump mask, making Africa great again with each gun blast. Run up in the spot, dumping in a Trump mask, making Africa great again with each gun blast.
Living in a vibe, there's confliction in the mind. Confused between the need to sit up and recline. Refuse to believe lies, but there's truth between the lines. And it's booth for me to find the natural in the design. Some things last as long as time, others are crafted. A man born a king sits at the throne, a basket. When all the love is past tense, you didn't remove the mask yet. Eyes become unfamiliar, situations get peculiar. Circles get tighter, friendships get lighter. I stop calling cowards pussy cause they're strength in the vagina. Protected by the vipers, no protection from their venom. The elected highest snipers don't mention when you elect them. The men in Senate, no reflection of my efforts. Those men's intentions to increase my brother's sentence. So I spit with no repentance, help increase my brother's lessons. When you're walking down the street, you see complexions or reflections. Run up in the spot, dumping with the Trump mask. Make America break within with each gun blast. Run up in the spot, dumping with the Trump mask. Make America break within with each gun blast.
Run up in the spot, dumping in the Trump mask, making Africa great again with each gun blast. Run up in the spot, dumping in the Trump mask, making Africa great again with each gun blast.
Come on now. What's poppin'? It's good to see y'all. I miss y'all. I ain't gonna lie. We gotta get this thing back running for sure, man. We gotta get this thing back running. I already know, cause I've been under a rock. I haven't been seeing too much that's going on. Y'all gotta let me know. I know what it is for politics. We know who's in the office. we know who's in the office. Ever since he got it back into the office, y'all know it's a lot of BS going on. I ain't gonna cap. Some of y'all was going for Trump. I ain't gonna lie. I saw that. Some of y'all was going for Trump. But it's a lot of BS. And I'm gonna keep it 100. No matter who is gonna be in office, it's gonna be some BS. Let's keep it funky. Let's keep it all the way funky, man. Y'all go ahead and share the platform. Get it, share. I don't know. Hey, y'all been talking to the people that's been a part of this community, OC the Great TV community. Hey, y'all been associating with each other. Y'all met each other outside of YouTube, off the internet. You know what I'm saying? Y'all connect with a few people. You know what I mean? That's what you're supposed to be doing. Like-mindeds should come together and do some great things. You know what I'm saying? We all need each other. We all need each other for sure. My man say 18 people were shot over the weekend. What's that about? Matter of fact, what I want to do, I definitely want to have conversations about different things that's going on. Although I've been under a rock, I just say that because I ain't been talking to nobody. I ain't been talking to a thing. I went inside of my cave and just chilled out. I'm a Virgo minded. A lot of times us Virgos need to hibernate, get away from people. Otherwise, we could do some crazy stuff. I'm from St. Louis. We could do some crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Dealing with different emotions, situations. So if you feel yourself hopping outside of yourself, man, just go in the house, man. I ain't gonna lie. Plus, I'm an older guy, so I'm saying it's real easy to crash out. Super easy. So I gotta tap into my stage of wisdom and just go in the house, man. Strategize. Figure out how to attack certain things and win. No lie. What you say? Hold on, what you say? Oh yeah. I could barely read this screen. Hold on. Always you're suspect if you vote for, I would say voting in general. I would say this whole system need to be changed. So, of course, if you're a part of the system, then it is what it is. If you want to work the system, it is what it is. You got to vote, do stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to the presidency, the people that they put in office, it's almost like, if you don't eat meat, let's just say, hold on, I'm a grown man. I don't need to say pause first off. If you don't eat meat, let's just say it's a bunch of, different animal products that's being in the office. And you don't go for none of that. You don't eat meat, but you got to vote for something. But you got to eat something. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, we eating whatever words that they saying. We got to eat something. But yet, we choosing any type of something that we don't want, that we know it's not for us. This system is not made for black people at all. Not at all. And that's something I want to talk about as well. You know what I'm saying? I want to come clean with some stuff. You know what I mean? Brother man try to turn it to a square. Get a regular job, regular 9 to 5. I know we all got regular 9 to 5s. Everybody in this chat, everybody that's going to be in this chat later on, you all got 9 to 5s. 90% of black people that's a part of the movement got a 9 to 5. Yes, that's a plantation. You're a part of the system. I had to say it. Part of the problem too. You know what I mean? Because being a revolutionary It's bigger than thinking about it. It's bigger than talking about it. You gotta be about it. You gotta be about it. You can't be a revolutionary and you're only doing it part-time. A part-time revolutionary. It's crazy. You're a revolutionary, but you're about to clock in pretty soon. About to clock into a plantation. That's crazy. Where they do that at? Where they do that at? So, you know, call myself trying to be a square, doing revolutionary things. Kind of find out, you know, you can't do that. And now when you being seen and when you got when they slap handcuffs on you, they fingerprint you, put you in the system. Jobs, they could see that. And they could say, nah, bro. So you can't do both things. You know what I'm saying? Even Martin Luther King was locked up, you know, for standing up for what he believed in. So many different revolutionaries was locked up, standing up for what they believe in. And after they locked up, you think they clocked into a 9 to 5 after they got out? So you can't do both. You cannot do both. You can help out the revolution, but I don't see too much of that. I'm gonna be honest, as far as like real donations or being able to at least, because I know a lot of brothers that or sisters that would like to do revolutionary things. They got children. Who's gonna homeschool their children? They ain't gonna want to put their children in school, stuff like that. But you know, I want to tap into that. I want to talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about that. But what's going on with y'all, man? It's a few people up in here. I wanna conversate. Y'all go ahead. Say something in the chat. Say hi. Something. Say something. But what I want to do, I want to hop on her every day. I'm gonna try to hop at least every weekday. I'm gonna need my weekends and talk about the things that's going on, you know, because it's a lot, and we need to talk about it as a community. We just need to really conversate versus looking at whatever media's that's saying whatever the BS. Over here, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna keep it funky. We're gonna keep it straight up. You know what I mean? I'm a man of the people. I do want to have a conversation with the people, for sure. For sure. And I want to do some reactions on different things, different news, you know, different things that's going on. We want to get it in. What's that? What's good? Peeps, 6th region. What's poppin'? You know, I never seen y'all names before. Maybe it's just been a minute. I don't know. But you heard? I rocks with you. Well, let's keep it going. We gotta stay consistent. Keep coming in. Man, you said what happened to GMJ? I do want to talk about it. I mean, you don't know? He's still locked up. I mean, he was facing 7 years for the they clocked him with a federal charge. Got him with a federal charge for allegedly pointing a gun at a federal agent on a roof. You know, it was said that he had a light on his gun and he flashed it up on a roof. I believe it was out in Kentucky. I could be wrong. Y'all could correct me on that. Things like that. You know, so they caught him up. You know, they kicked in his door, arrested him, charged him for like threatening or something like that, threatening a federal agent. So he got 7 years for that. He's still locked up. When he's locked up, there's no NFAC. In fact, it's not a thing. It's not a thing at all. Not at all. Yeah, Kentucky. Nah, he's still locked up. He's still locked up. There's still donations for him. Stuff like that. Yeah. So, he's still locked up. You know what I mean? You could write him. Just look up his information. You know what I'm saying? You could write him and everything. You know? So, that's what's going on with him. That's what's going on with NFAC. I said again, there is no NFAC without GMJ. So, every member of NFAC, which I don't know who they are, because to be honest, a lot of the members belong to other groups. So, those members are still doing things for community, but with their original group that they was a part of. So, NFAC to me was a coalition. And what that means is a bunch of groups could be a part of a coalition. So, GMJ was a mouthpiece that was leading that coalition. But if members of NFAC went to other groups, went to their original groups, or what they was doing, or created their own. But it's no more NFAC for sure. It's no more NFAC. Yeah. You said if there was NFAC, then ozone would be free. I don't know about that. I have to be honest. I don't know about that. The reason why I say it's because GMJ didn't want no part of ozone. You know, you could look that up. I mean, I would say that maybe when he said he don't want no parts of ozone, what's going on in that case? Maybe at that time, he just didn't want to get caught up with legal because he had his own legal stuff going on. He didn't want to mix that up. You know what I'm saying? So maybe he was being strategic in that way. You know, but to be honest, GMJ shouldn't even be in jail. So if NFAC was popping like that, GMJ would be in jail. So NFAC was definitely new. So with anything new, there's going to be a lot of holes in the organization if it's brand new. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be, you're not going to have all your T's crossed and I's dotted if it's a brand new organization. You know what I mean? So they ain't really have a lot of time to really structure things how it's supposed to run. You know, so if NFAC was really that, GMJ would not be in jail for sure. NFAC would not allow that to happen. I mean, I'm gonna keep it funky. Yeah, may not like me for saying that, but I'm gonna keep it funky for sure. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but what else going on? What else popping, man? Yeah, it's always going to be a case, especially if it's federal. It's always going to be open. It's always going to be open. I mean, at the end of the day, I notice that this government is able to do whatever they want to, regardless of the law. Regardless of the law. No matter what the law says, the law could be in stone. This government is going to do whatever they want to do. And it's been proven time after time, especially when it comes to black people. There's always some loophole that's being thrown. So if they want you, they're going to get you. If they want to keep you somewhere, then they're going to do that. It may have been a little different in the past, but today, they doing exactly whatever they want to do. And that's a fact. I may make a video to prove that. But I've seen some things to show me that how did the government get away with that? I mean, we've been saying it anyway when it comes to, you know, a lot of our brothers and sisters get put in jail on things they didn't even do. It's just on some, you know, why didn't I say so? You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like it's been on. What's up, Hebrew? The dude, the Great Lakes. Let me see. Like, what you mean by that? They ain't give Otto Waters a court date. What you mean by that? Because we watched him in court a few times. You saying like another court date when he the father appeal? You talking about that? Yeah. And you know something wild about Otto, the whole case? It's a lot of people that wasn't really rocking with O. I'm saying that was a part of the movement that wasn't really rocking with O. Yeah, I know that. I'm saying from the sentence. We saw that. I covered, you know, I covered that. He in there like swimwear. Yeah, he got a case. You can look that up. You know, they sentenced him, you know, I forget for how many years. Damn, well, I forget that, and I covered it. I was just happy he didn't get the death chair, cause that's what they were saying. You know what I mean? After he didn't get the death chair, I was just like, cool, he got a chance to get out. You know, so I don't think I was tripping off the how long he in there for. You know what I mean? But nah, no lie. Let me see if I can speaking of Otto, let me see if I can find this. Brother straight hating on Otto for whatever reason, even though he's in jail behind bars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I gotta show you. Hold on. Let me see if I can find it again. Let me see if I can find it. Because what this person said is dirty as hell, and I think y'all rock with this person. I think y'all straight rock with this person. Yo. Hold on. I gotta hold this microphone, so don't worry about that. You know what I mean? I need a microphone stand for sure. Hold on. I found it, but I just want to make sure. Okay. This wasn't the latest thing. Bro said, hold on. There we go. Let me put this on screen. It's crazy. Like this your man's. Y'all see that? Hold on. Oh, let me blow this up. Y'all see that? And this your man's right here. Hold on. Hold on. This your man's. This your man's right here. I know. December 2022. But also, I'll let you read that for yourself. I'm not about to keep asking you scary MFs in the so-called Black 2A movement to lock and load. I think this was Ozone actually talking at the time. You know what I mean? So he was he put that out there. Like, people was very scary being a part of the movement. I'm telling you why a lot of brothers didn't rock with him. Because Ozone, didn't rock with them. They say he was a Panther. You know, in the news, they say he was a Panther, but really, he was his own man. Associated, he helped out a lot of movements, a lot of people. Helped him look good, too. You know what I'm saying? So, well, I mean, crazy. Hold on. I mean, but y'all get the picture. Man. Y'all get the picture. Hold on. But yeah, it was some brothers that didn't really rock with Ozone. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the movement. And then even talking about him while he's in jail. Something was said recently, it was taken down, but I'm just letting y'all know. Why things ain't moving for the brother like it's supposed to be. Why the movement ain't movement for the brother. It's only certain individuals that's really rocking with Ozone. So a lot of the brothers that was beside him. Ain't that crazy? Hold on. So you marching, you damn near about to do whatever for the brothers that's beside you in these different marches, these different protests or whatever you want to call it, 2A movements. Everybody got guns. You know, you're walking around next to somebody that you don't know if they rock with you or not. You don't know if they think that, like, you just don't know. Like, how, like, you walking, let's say you go on a war next to these people that don't really rock with you. What do you think that could happen? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that's crazy. We all are a part of the movement, and you straight hating on a brother that's standing next to you on a battlefield. You hating on a brother that's standing next to you on a battlefield. You can easily direct your energy towards the rightful enemy. Now, why do some of these brothers actually see ozone as an enemy? They see people like spite as an enemy. You may have different ideologies, but we all fighting the same war. The same war. We're fighting the same war. I can't stand with brothers be hating on other brothers. Why? Gotta fix that, man. That's that divide and conquer stuff. That's that Willie Lynch stuff that people be on. You know what I'm saying? That's that Willie Lynch shit that people be on. Some people think Willie Lynch theory is not even real. But look at us. We doing it. We living it. So even if it's not a real book, it's a real thing. It's a real thing. But yeah. Yeah, it should be full support. Full support. Full support, man. What else going on? I mean, what did I miss? Like, what it's a lot of things I could talk about and I could break down, you know. But I just want to know, did I miss something? Exactly, Billy. You should be able to trust the person that's next to you, especially when it comes to what's going on in this society, man. This society is so messed up. So messed up. I can't even believe why all of us are sane. Like, we should be crazy than a mug. All the things that really happen to black people we see every day. And then when they put us on TV, we looking like we looking crazy. We looking crazy on TV. I be talking to sisters and brothers in Africa. They literally think that we act like the people on TV. You know what I'm saying? And they be making fun of us and everything. I was talking to one sister. It's just a side note. And she was like, it almost sounded like it was like racist in a way, but she's black just like I am, you know, at least African in the blood. But anyway, she was like, yeah, you Americans, like y'all okay with the 50-50. The 50-50 stuff is an American thing. I'm like, you right. Because there's a lot of brothers don't want to. It's a lot of brothers that do not want to pay 100% of all the bills, but also it's a lot of women that do not want a brother to pay 100% of the bills. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the society that we live in. I'm telling you, the society is so messed up that it takes us away from natural traditions. Like, we're not even traditional. It's hard to be traditional in this society. Women is going to think that you are trying to take their dignity away by being traditional. Like, I'm a masculine man, but now you think I'm bullying you, or what's all these terms? I'm triggering you. They got so many terms. They got so many women that actually want to be men. They want to be a man. They rather pay all the bills. You stay at home, clean up. You stay at home, cook, take care of the children. I take care of the bills. You know, so many masculine women. It's crazy out here. It came all the way down to relationships to our children. Our children, it's acting crazy. We got so many what they call YNs. I mean, we got people with moms and dads in a home. You come out the home, you're a YN. 100 degrees in the summer, full bodysuit, mask and everything. And now you breaking into people's homes, running down the street with full rifles, you know, because you're a YN. I mean, it's crazy out here. Yes, I've been under my rock, but I do pay attention to what's going on. And then we got all of these so-called movements. I ain't gonna say they're not doing anything, but it's not doing enough. It's not doing enough. I'm saying this with the nonprofits. I'm saying this with any type of government thing going on. I'm saying this with the black community. Gun clubs, whatever. Not doing enough. Not doing enough. And again, you can't do much if you got to clock in to a 9 to 5. Can't do much if you got to clock into a 9 to 5. If you're only doing it part-time. With this movement, you can not only put in 8 hours, you got to be putting in work all day. Because there's a lot of work that need to be done. To somebody that may not be realistic. It may not be realistic. But it needs to be done. It needs to be run. What's up, Michelle? Let me see. Spinning the wireless part of. You said, am I really spinning this narrative that, you know, Ibrahim Traoré, president. So what's the? Are you saying? I'm trying to understand your question. Are you saying the narrative is to have liberation and sovereignty? That's what I'm promoting. Liberation and sovereignty. So, if that's what you're asking, it sounds like what you're asking me is what I'm promoting is self-determination and someone rightfully being born on this earth, and for them to have the rights to do it, whatever they want to do. You saying, am I promoting someone wanting to do whatever they want to do whatever God, the Most High, told them to do? I promote that. And I feel like, because I don't like to get into these name games, because people think sovereignty is something else versus what it truly is. People think liberation is something else versus what it truly is. Let's just focus on what the Most High told you to do. If the Most High told you to do something and somebody is standing in the way from you doing that, that's a problem. That's a problem. If your 9 to 5 is getting in the way of doing it, that's a problem. If the government is getting in the way of you doing what the Most High told you to do, it's a problem. It's a problem. So you gotta fight for that. You gotta fight for that. You say you saw me at the Whole Foods and Michelle, who? Do I know you? I seen, I actually talked to you in person. I do be at the Whole Foods. I'll be at Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, stuff like that. Whatever I can get my hands on some produce, I'm there. Yeah, I definitely be at that Whole Foods, or used to be, a lot. Why you didn't say nothing? Why you didn't say nothing? Me, man, you said take my time trying to read. I could barely see these words on the screen. So what are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? You trying to say I can't read or something? What are you saying? Why did you take the time to type that in? You call himself me, man. You got to point out that you're a man. That's interesting. Okay. But yeah. So, but nah, I definitely be at them Whole Foods. Next time, say something. If you see me, say something. I don't know who be in here. Said Whole Foods. Yeah, me, man, trolling. He gotta call himself a man. Like he literally put that as his title. Me, man. He had to remind himself, I am a man. I am a man. All right, cool. Me, man. Yes, that's what it is. That's what I am. There's so many trolls online. It's crazy. I grew up in the 80s. I grew up in the 90s, really. But I'm an 80s baby. This online stuff is still new to me. No cap. I'm used to people, if they got something to say, they say it right to your face. I know you may not be from the 80s, me, man. You may not know anything about it. Your whole thing is the internet. So, by all means, keep it there. Let's see. Ibrahim Traoré, what they doing out there? I got to visit. I have to visit, see it for my own eyes. But what I'm hearing, they're doing a lot of great things. I think the last thing I seen was Ibrahim Traoré and this beautiful people. They created their own, let's say, like, World Wide Web. Because at the end of the day, the www is owned. They just say it's associated with America and their media. So anything that's on the World Wide Web is controlled. You know, anything you research is controlled. You know what I'm saying? Could be tapped into. It's a data breach at the end of the day. If I'm a government and I don't rock with America, I wouldn't be able to put anything on the World Wide Web because it would be a data breach. So they created their own. At least that's what I heard. They own for their own people. That's going to have their own propaganda, stuff like that. I feel like that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to even think about that. Like, yo, we need our own everything. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to have to visit. We're going to have to do a field trip, y'all. As a family, right here, OC the Great TV family, we're going to have to take a field trip over there. Straight up. Straight up. We're going to have to take a field trip over there. See what's going on. Doobie and King. What's poppin', OG? My brother out in Israel. I hope you are being real in Israel. You know, I hope everything is all good, man. Straight up. We're going to have to chop it up, though. Say he's the best leader in the world. Maybe so. Maybe so. I tell you, like, one thing I don't like, though. One thing I don't like. If it's anything that I don't like about Ibrahim Traoré, I'm going to tell you this. I don't really trust outsiders protecting them. I do rock with Russia, stuff like that. But when it comes to outsiders protecting them, I don't feel comfortable with that. I don't feel comfortable. I'll be hearing about sometimes Russia be coming in to protect, and it could be good business, but I don't trust it. That's just me. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. Yeah. We have to go to Africa in general. We do have to go to Africa and really build something, because when I tell you, like, I be talking by the way, you don't need to do an ancestry test or anything, because if you talk to anybody in Africa, they could look at your phenotype and tell you exactly where you belong. So I talked to a few Africans, they all say the same thing. It was like, my brother, your DNA is Nigerian. And I said, what tribe? You look Igbo. You look Igbo. EGBO. They say I look Igbo. No matter who I talk to, they say the same thing. You look Igbo. Some of that is because of my light skin, but a lot of that, my facial features. Some of them don't even know I'm American until I open my mouth. They think I'm straight and African. You know what I mean? So, gotta take a field trip out there, see what's popping, get our little passports, stuff like that if you don't got it yet, and come up with some plan so we could build out there, like, for real. And I don't think they really rocking with credit and stuff like that like they are in America. You know what I mean? I just got a crib or whatever. That's really based off of credit. I'm getting these spam calls, crazy. Yeah, I be getting a lot of spam calls. I get a lot of spam calls. Speaking of Nigeria. I'm just kidding. Not really. But nah. I forgot what I was saying. Ain't that a B? Let me read the chat. Say Russia got that's true. Russia, I haven't heard a lot about Russia doing Africa dirty at all. I don't hear a lot about that. So you could be right. Because I definitely don't hear about Russia doing anything dirty. I'm going to have to look that up. Because I don't think I heard about them having slaves or anything. You know what I mean? Like, they been very neutral when it comes to things. You know what I'm saying? So, and then, just like Putin, like, it's something about him that I rock with, but sometimes, like, I just got this spirit, like, can't trust too many people. So, if I was Ibrahim Traoré, I'll probably, if they got some real shooters, whatever, if I really need that, I don't know, but I definitely have, while somebody is watching over me, I have somebody watching me, and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, it'll definitely be a whole operation for sure. Like, make sure that I'm good. Because, yeah. You never know. People have these switches, too. You know what I mean? We humans, right? But we got these switches. So, I could be rocking with somebody, and I'm not saying me, I'm using this as an example. I could be rocking with somebody. Well, let me say this. Somebody could be rocking with me for about 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, loyal. Stay rocking with me. They could switch on me just a drop of a hat. They could switch on me just like that. You know what I mean? They could shoot me right then and there. And we could be best of friends. You know what I mean? So people have switches. You know what I mean? I don't be trusting that. You know, because people could really catch you off. You have to be on your guard at all time, being a part of a movement, especially being a president. I like when he be fist bumping people, because you don't know what people got on their hands. He be fist bumping other leaders like, what up? Hey, what's good? I ain't finna shake your hand, man. I don't know what you got in your hands. I'm good. I don't trust it. I'll be the same way. I probably wouldn't even fist bump. I'll be like, I'll do that little head thing. What's good? You good? All right. Go have a seat. I'll just hit on one of them head nods. You feel me? Nah. Definitely invest in Africa. You know, it's not even that expensive. It's not even that expensive. You know, I would definitely suggest making a good income in America and then streaming it to Africa. You know what I mean? Because you could get a very nice home for like $50K, $100K, stuff like that. I know some villages that people only pay like $400 a year just to stay in there. Yeah, some villages may not have running water, electricity, and stuff like that, but it's still a place to stay. Yeah, them people probably eat the same thing every day, like jollof rice and whatever, goat meat, whatever. But $400 a year, it's crazy. Especially if you're really getting your hustle on. I mean, what's $400 a year? And then you just building, you bringing in money and building elsewhere. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying. Yeah, to be king. I heard that too. Like Putin. They doing some big things. I can't hate. It's just me. Trust. It's just me. They don't pay no. I don't heard about no taxes in Africa, especially. You know, I ain't gonna say anywhere because Africa big, but the parts that I rock with, I don't hear about no taxes. I mean, what is that? What is that really? You know, with studying history, taxes alone is what put countries in war. You know what I'm saying? So nobody in history ever been okay with taxes. Trump himself don't even like taxes. He may use it now because he get that money back. But him being a businessman, he told you he ain't do no taxes. But you better do some taxes. I ain't do taxes, but you better do it. You know what I'm saying? But nah, straight countries went at full war just on some taxes. Straight up. Hold on. But yeah, there's a lot of things going on. We gotta make our imprint in this world as so-called Black Americans. Because to be honest, when everybody else is making moves, what are we doing? We gotta stop being like really like individualists. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like how we work is, let's say you have a leader or somebody that's deemed as a leader. This leader just want to take everything for themselves. Want to put his or her name on top of everything versus it being a community coming up with different things, a strategy. You build a community and you just live. You know, people egos really get in the way. I don't know what that's about. Facts, Nubian King. I looked that up. 100K, you'll be living like a king or a queen. And you'll be straight. No taxes. 100K, you pay that, you good. All you gotta do, handle the upkeep. That's it. That's all you paying for is the upkeep after that. You know what I'm saying? I wish I could tell you. I know I'm gonna say this. I ain't gonna say do this. But there's been people that took out loans and put the loan in the into works in another country. And then they file bankruptcy, stuff like that. But, you know, if it's a will, it's a way. If it's a will, it's a way. I just saw somebody in St. Louis. They just took out a loan for like $32 million. I'm like, how you get a loan for $32 million? You gotta be Caucasian. Like, what black person that would get a loan for $32 million? $32 million. Hold on. I'm up here touching stuff on the screen, man. You get a loan for $32 million. And then the business, it goes out of business. Then the business go out of business, then that person files bankruptcy because they can't pay the $32 million back. But $32 million? You get a loan for $32 million. How you get approved? What type of credit you gotta have to get approved for $32 million? What, you got like a 900 credit score? Like what? Come on. Well, man, I'm gonna tell you. Hold on. You want me to show you? They got 30. Come on, man. I gotta look this up for you. Say less. Oh, that armory. Hold on. Well, the person straight got sued because couldn't pay back the building. Couldn't pay back the loan. I said I over exaggerated a little bit. It wasn't 32 million. My bad. But let me show you. I just want to show you because when it comes to this society, white people is getting away with anything and everything. And we can't, I mean, if we cross the street wrong, we getting our head busted in, you know what I mean? But they getting away with a 32 million grab in loans. Hold on. A Clayton Banks sues armory developer and takes over the bid, says it's owed 24 million. But hold on. It's this place in St. Louis called the Armory. It opened up. Some people rocked with it. Then it closed probably a couple of years later. Look, the bank loan, Green Street, 23.6 million in March 2023. Not even that long after COVID. You know what I'm saying? For the Armory project, haven't made payments since, according to the September 26th lawsuit. The company principal, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, like I said, they had to pay back $24 million and interest and other fees. Who's getting a loan for 24? What would y'all do with 10? If you get a loan for 10 million, you know what I'm saying? Like, what they end up doing is filing bankruptcy at the end of the day. I wonder if that's in an article. I don't see that in an article. Yeah, but the person filed bankruptcy. Yeah, this the Armory. This how the Armory look. It used to be an old like military training back in the day. People used to train in that building. St. Louis got a lot of old buildings. Hold on, man, it's tripping now. But yeah, y'all get the picture. Y'all get the picture. Definitely skipped off with that, but that's a big bag you skipped off with. And then y'all know bankruptcy. You file bankruptcy, you don't gotta pay it off. And we filing bankruptcy for 20,000. File bankruptcy for 20 million. You feel me? 20 million. 24 million to be exact. It's crazy. But yeah. So you get the cash from capital investors looking to invest. If you have a good plan, they'll back you. I don't see those type of plans for black people, is what I'm saying. Obviously, they backing people for sure. They ain't backing one of us. Obviously, it wasn't a good plan because that business didn't work out. They couldn't pay the loan. Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, this platform is for the people at the end of the day. And definitely for the people part of the movement. Like, getting back to Ozone, you know, I met the brother briefly. You know, I ain't really know him anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, the most that I spoke with him is through the jail cell, you know. It was more high and by situation when I met him out in Tulsa. I didn't even know who he was. I thought he was a podcaster or something, how people was talking about him. Like, oh, there's Ozone. I'm thinking he was just someone like me, you know, podcasting or whatever. You know, kind of find out he just a brother that like to help out a lot of people, be a part of the movement. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that had a problem, they'll call Ozone and his people. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying like a problem that the police can't solve. You know what I'm saying? That's what he was about. You know, that was his passion. You know what I'm saying? So, didn't even know the brother. Bro was able to do like 24 hours, many 24-hour streams. Now, I'm not going to lie. I just went off the trust that, you know, he knew what he was doing when it comes to different people being on the platform. You know what I'm saying? To run into some things. You know, when it comes to, I don't want to say this person's name, but we know what happened when somebody was collecting funds for him, ran off with the money. How sad is that? You know, so ran out with the money. So I had to take that L too. because I'm having the people, the community, to donate towards something that didn't happen. Supposed to go towards his legal fees, and a person straight ran off with the money. Now I had this person on the platform plenty of times, and this supposed to be Ozone's right hand man. Kind of find out Ozone barely knew him like that. Just rocked with him because of the movement. Ended up collecting funds and stealing. Ran off. Went out in the woods somewhere. You know? So I trust what Ozo was saying to me, you know. People make mistakes, I get it. Then other people came to the picture. And, you know, I just went along with the program. I'm a type of dude, like, hey, I don't ask too many questions. I just go along with the program. If I rock with you, I'm going to have trust in what you say. It's going to be right. So I just went with it. You know what I'm saying? But then, different things happen. And it got to the point where even I got disrespected just for supporting, you know, people that I put on a platform. You know what I mean? I'm just a man of the people. People egos get in the way. It just became a crazy situation. And all we want to do is get the brother out of jail. But so many egos got into the way. And that's unfortunate. I do feel like that's one of the reasons why my brother is still locked up, because so many egos got into the way when it comes to getting that brother out. So many egos. You know, so somebody mentioned Michi X. Got caught up with some drama with Michi X. You know what I'm saying? Again. And Michi X took so long to really support. I mean, I remember we had a whole team hitting her up like, yo, need your help. You know? So then she ended up throwing it out. Yeah, it was kind of too late, but it did help out. But, you know, it's just a lot of drama that was going on. A lot of drama. Yeah, I wonder why I took off. Cause, man, I'm gonna tell you. All right, here's a story. Story of OC. I started in this movement back in like 2014, 2015. I lived down in Seattle. I ended up being a part of the new Black Panther Party out in Seattle, Tacoma. You know, put in some work, ended up becoming a lieutenant. I was a lieutenant with the brothers. You know, I can show pictures if you want to. Matter of fact. So, hold on. There be some wild stuff. I got everything on Facebook, by the way. Alright. Let's go back. Where my brothers at, man? I don't want y'all to see some personal pictures, man. Where my brothers at, man? Where my brothers at? Alright, give me a second. I'm gonna find the pictures, but anyway. So, I joined a movement, and then things happened. You know, I was married. Things happened with the wife, got a divorce, had to end up moving back to St. Louis. In St. Louis, I joined the new Black Panther Party in St. Louis. And it just put in some work, ended up becoming the chief of staff. But let me show these pictures so y'all can kind of get the drift. You know, y'all kind of get the storyline. Gotta show the pictures. So I've been in the movement for about a hot 10 years. A hot 10 years. Probably less than that. But like I say, put in some work. I'll show you these for right now. I'll show you these pictures. I'll go ahead and show my Facebook. Y'all can tap in. I'll show my Facebook. You know, so this is me with the movement. You know, in St. Louis, 2019, as you see. You know, I'm out here with the community, feeding the community, with the babies, in the kitchen cooking. You know what I mean? In a garden. You know what I mean? Community garden type stuff. You know. That's my pop. Trying to get the old joints. Hold on. But I just want to paint the storyline. There they go. This my Seattle brothers right here. You know what I'm saying? We out there thugging. Every Sunday morning, we protected the church. This is AME church that kept on getting threats. You know what I'm saying? Kept on getting threats. This was around the Dalen Roof time, right after that. Pre-Dalen Roof shooting up an AME church out somewhere else. So, and rest in peace, my brother JC, right here. You know what I'm saying? Fallen soldier. But these are all my Seattle Tacoma brothers. You know what I mean? And much love to them. You know, but I was lieutenant with the gang. So, been a part of the movement for a long time. Seen a lot of things. Heard a lot of things. Now, yeah, I started to create a platform. I started to get my voice out there. I have my critiques. There's certain things that I've seen and I did, and I know how it worked. You know, I know the insides of this organization. I have my critiques. So when I took a step out of it, I wanted to critique from the outside, because it's very difficult with all them egos to critique from the inside. Even me being the chief of staff, I can only say so much before I get, well, all right, brother. So I remember being a part of the St. Louis organization where we all saying like, man, forget this, forget what they talking. We should do it our way from St. Louis. We gonna do it our way. And we did some things our way, for sure. You know what I'm saying? Some things that went under the radar when it comes to the full organization. But I seen some things and I critiqued some things. You know. So when I start to talk about the different things that I see, because my brother brought up GMJ, I noticed when he came to the picture, because that's when I started posting, I saw GMJ. He came to the picture. After I stepped out, I'm thinking it's a brand new movement. But I started to see a lot of the brothers that was a part of the movement are part of NFAC. So I'm wondering like exactly what's going on. So as I'm reporting it, I'm thinking that GMJ was just one of those original characters I just didn't see before. Come to find out, he's somebody that just took leadership of something that was already going on. And then people think that GMG knows me because I'm reporting so much. Come to find out, the fast forward, GMJ completely disrespected my platform and, you know, put so many strikes on it that I almost lost the page just on reporting exactly what he was doing, what he's about. So he didn't like something I said. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But I said all that to say, I'm not new to this. I've been true to this. When I make my critiques, I'm making it for a reason, because I've seen and I've been inside. I'm not speaking as somebody that has not been a part of any movement, because there's a lot of people online that's talking, but they ain't put on them boots. They wasn't standing outside like that. They wasn't helping people like we did. You know what I mean? So with me actually being part of the movement, I think I should have a say so on what's going on, what should happen, how it should happen. And then I think y'all should listen to what I gotta say, because maybe I know a little something. You know what I mean? I have rank in organizations. So, in this movement you get disrespected a lot. So I understand when I put women on the platform, and they talk down on a movement just based on what happened to them. I'm like, shoot, if they could disrespect any brother like Ozone or myself, what makes you think they won't disrespect a woman? You know what I mean? Like, it's a lot of stuff that's going on. So I know how easy it is to join these movements. It's super easy. Super easy. They damn near taking anybody. I know, because I've seen it. So when you're accepting anybody, that means you don't know if you're accepting an informant. You don't know if you're accepting someone that just one of those can't get right people. Like, you just don't know, because all they really do is look up a background check. They want to know if you're the police, or they want to know if you got any crazy charges. A lot of times they don't even look that up, but they got your paperwork. That's it. You sign a form. You may not have to go through a program. I know for Seattle, you had to go through a full program before you get accepted. But it didn't work like that for every organization in every city. They said, oh, bro, because it's so hard to get membership. So, oh, bro, you want to be down, sis? You want to be down? All right, cool. And then they down. You may see them marching without uniforms, and then 2 weeks later, you'll see them in a uniform. You know what I'm saying? So, it's a lot of fixing that need to happen when it comes to these organizations. But to be honest, be 100% honest, yes, the organizations are needed, but it needs to change altogether. It straight need to change. You know what I'm saying? We can't be doing the exact same things that the original Panthers did. That was good for those times. That was good for the 60s, for sure. But when it comes to 2025 and in the future, you got to do different things. Now, I say this, it's a lot of old niggas a part of the community, a part of the movements. It's a lot of old niggas. Back in the day, it was a lot of young women, a lot of young men that was a part of the Panther movement, part of different movements. They were still in college, a lot of them. Some of them fresh out of high school. Y'all know how young Tupac was when he was talking all that talk. This really is a young person's thing. Yeah, a lot of us, I'm 40 years old, may not look like it. I'm 40 years old. We should be the elders at this point. The YNs, technically, is supposed to be the ones that's leading the movements. Real talk. The YNs is the ones that's supposed to be leading the movements. But yeah, let me get off my soapbox. Let me get off my soapbox. Hold on. I missed what y'all said. Let me see. Let me read. Read what's in the chat, man. Read what's in the chat, man. He said he thought GMJ had a 1-year bid. Look it up. But yeah. Alright, peace, Nubian King. We're gonna have to catch up. Yeah, we're gonna figure it out. If I start an organization, you're not gonna know it. You're not gonna know it. Real leaders, you're not really supposed to see. You know what I'm saying? A spokesman, cool, but you're not gonna know it. You're not gonna know it. You're not supposed to see a leader at all. You know what I'm saying? Let the elders speak what they speak to the youngins, and let the youngins do the work. That's what I believe. Let the youngins do the work. People like me, I'm not an elder, but I'm 40. I'm at least an OG. So I could talk to you and let you know the right and wrong things to do. I shouldn't be outside. Would I go outside? Yeah. But I shouldn't have to. I gotta leave it to the youngins. I'd rather coach the youngins. Let's coach the youngins. I've been seeing a lot of old people, unfit people in uniforms. Stop it. Get somebody to take your spot. You know what I'm saying? What did I miss? But yeah. No, I wanted to hop up on her, chop it up with y'all. I didn't want to do it for too long. You know what I'm saying? Unless y'all got more stuff to talk about. You know what I mean? Y'all got any questions? Because I definitely got some answers. Let's get it popping, man. We back. We're going to do this every day. We back. You know what I'm saying? Let's get it popping. Alright. So check this out. Like I said, we're gonna do this again and again. We're gonna get the algorithms going. I will do some reactions, the next lives here and there. I do want to talk about what's going on in the politics and what's going on in the world, and just kind of give my spin on things. You know what I'm saying? The OC the great way. You know what I mean? Because, we think different. We different. We don't think like everybody else. So I just want to chop it over with y'all to make sure we on the same page when it comes to the things that we're seeing. Are we seeing it the same way? I need to know. But let's get it cracking, man.
When I was in prison, the very first time when I was in solitary confinement, you are interrogated for 7 nights and 7 days without any sleep, and God provided a mechanism I had never thought of at the time. I reached a point, I think a threshold, where the body could not take the pain anymore, and then I would faint. Those were the most beautiful moments. The body rested, and when they threw a bucket of water to wake me up, it didn't matter that I was soaking wet. I got up, I was so refreshed, and I started fighting all over again.
No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be.
Co-opted culture. culture, flung from the mother tongue, severed from spirituality, fatalistic outcome. Gave the world everything, poised to be continually poisoned with medicine, nutritional Trojan horses. Sterility, attacks to virility, death for sale. Life we live is free, but isn't free. Sankofa Black too, antiquity, astonishing monuments. Crackers say it isn't me. Blindfold me, do a quick spin. Guarantee wherever I point, I've been. Inferiority complex, given a color context. We can juggle planets and put the sun in our pockets. Invaders from the north, my heart arid and sub-Saharan, spazzing to minimize this chasm. Diasporically speaking, I'm reaching out of you mighty race, showing what this red, black, and green about.
No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. No matter where I die, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. No matter where I live, Africa was born in me. Africa was born in me, just black as I want to be. They don't know why we sip the drink and pour it out. Shine when we speak like the golden smile. How we go from poets out to roll the counts. Wonder why we not defeated. Don't count our soul amount. Back in the day, every nation was melanation. We developed greatness all across the globe. Called the road, saw the secrets of the cosmos with our eyes closed. That's why I spit prime pro. In LA, Lagos, Rwanda, Orozco's. Even in the basement, I top flows. Just like the Nile, my hair grow like the wild. We been had crowns, it's just that now we not the type to smile. Used to be tribal, marked up, now we asking that they wipe us down. Not Antifa, we know it's warriors like us proud. A bunch of threats who love their sex, but no matter who they got or what they rep, or who cut they check that.
Africa is born in me.
Whoa. Oh yeah, I forgot to speak on this. Hey, check this out. Hey, peace, Rick. You said the racist pastor. What you talking about? Yeah, Michelle. St. Louis is crazy alone. You know what I mean? St. Louis is just a crazy place. Well, what y'all think about this Charlie Kirk thing? How y'all feel about that? How y'all feel about the Charlie Kirk? You feel like he was a good guy? You know what I mean? That he should be, you know, because I saw the funeral. I saw the service. Millions of people out there showed up for him. A lot of people crying. You know, they really felt the way about the passing. Really mad at the people, the thinkers that took him away from this earth. How do y'all feel about the Charlie Kirks? The Charlie Kirks of the world, if I'm saying his name right. How do y'all feel about it? What's y'all thoughts? Talk to me. What's your thoughts on Charlie Kirk? I'll give you my thoughts in a minute. I'm just saying. I'll give you my thoughts in a minute. Hold on. Let's just watch this first. Hold on. Oh, I'm dropping stuff. Hold on, let's play that back.
Of people, including more than half the country in the last election. The idea that people are saying, well, he was an extremist, or he was a racist, or he was a Nazi, or a misogynist, whatever. Charlie Kirk was a mainstream conservative Republican. He had views that are held by tens of millions of people, including more than half the country in the last election.
If I see a black pilot, I'm going to be like, boy, I hope he's qualified. It begs the question, when you see a black pilot, you wonder, you say, I hope they are qualified. And in the spirit of affirmative action, we have Ramon and Cadillac are your two pilots. They've never flown before, but they are black. If I'm dealing with somebody in customer service who's a moronic black woman, is she there because of her excellence, or is she there because of affirmative action? I'm only here because of affirmative action. Yeah, we know. You do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
The war on white people continues.
You had to go steal a white person's slot to go be taken somewhat seriously.
We are raising a generation of weak people like Simone Biles.
LeBron James is a self-interested, narcissistic, and we know he's not very smart.
You're representing your nation. You're selfish sociopath.
Not very bright, not wise, not somebody of good character.
She is a shame to the country.
Blacks in America did not have the same rights they had today. Data shows they were actually better in the 1940s.
Let's get loud for Kyle Rittenhouse. I'm also going to offer some context and some nuance about the death of George Floyd that no one dares to say out loud, which is that this guy was a scumbag.
Remember what BLM stands for? Burn, loot, and murder.
Now, does that mean it deserves to die? That's two totally different things. Of course not.
Prowling blacks go around for fun to go target white people. That's a fact.
There's no such thing as white privilege or racism. So
black people are allowed to talk about black culture in a way that white culture cannot. Black people can go up and say that there's a baby mama problem in black America, and white people are not allowed to say that. Oh, I just did. So what are you going to do, cancel me? Black people are allowed to say, I'm
a grown man, I got way too much
black people are allowed. Skin color now gets their own summertime celebration. Oh, wow, look how far blacks have come. It has now become a racial complaining day. Thomas Sowell and Justice Clarence Thomas are far better black role models to celebrate than Martin Luther King. This guy is not worthy of a national holiday.
There's a mythology around MLK that does not warrant the reverence that he gets treated with in America.
We have a federal holiday to a guy that talked about race all the time. Kirk describes King as, quote, a bad guy. It's true. We celebrate the Civil Rights Act more than the American founding. The country made a mistake when it passed the Civil Rights Act. Also true. The Democrats are not lifting a finger to remember the well over 100 people that have died in Texas Hill Country. The death toll likely would not have been as high if it wasn't for DEI.
Ketanji Brown Jackson is what your country looks like on critical race theory.
You're gonna remove my appendix and you're a black lesbian?
Ketanji Brown Jackson is an embodiment of the tyranny that we currently live on. She's an ideological, unintelligent, yet confident fanatic.
Why does Kirk believe passing the Civil Rights Act was a mistake? Now, again, apparently they don't listen to the show because we do that at least once a week, right?
So she wants to be the first ever black woman on the Supreme Court, yet she won't even admit that she's a woman.
The transgender movement is an introductory phase. These doctors need to be put in prison to get you to strip yourself of your humanity. A Nuremberg-style trial to mesh with machines. Interestingly, I think there is an argument to bring back the MRS degree.
Reject feminism.
Young women need to get married at a younger age and start having kids. I'm studying sociology. No, you're not. We know why you're here.
Submit to your husband, Taylor. You're not in charge.
You will find a husband if you have the intent to find a husband.
You got to change your name. If not, you don't really mean it.
Democrat women want to die alone without children.
A lot of them are on birth control too, and birth control really screws up female brains, by the way.
That's really rich. I didn't know women not to complain 50 years ago. That's funny. And we should tell them to stop freezing their eggs and start finding their partner earlier and have lots of babies.
Every single one of you need to make sure that your loved ones are not on birth control.
So materially insane to think that 1 in 5 American women will be raped in their life.
It is, I agree.
No, meaning that they're lying about being raped.
You're comparing abortion to the Holocaust.
Absolutely I am. In fact, it's worse. It's worse. Because Jewish donors have been the #1 funding mechanism of radical, open border, neoliberal, quasi-Marxist policies. By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals.
Expensive.
It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised. Well, at what age should you start to see public execution?
16. I think you could do it earlier. I think you maybe at age 12.
I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better. A lot. I mean, Joe Biden is...
All right. I like him. I like him. I don't know if I can take more, but I like him. You know why I like him? Because I never really heard him talk and say things. He just kind of popped up and everybody felt some type of way. I like him because at least you know exactly who he is. I like anybody to express themselves versus holding a secret and not being able to share exactly who they are. So I would rather him to tell me all this and I could put him in a category. I'm like, okay, yeah, cool. That's the way you think. We obviously don't think alike. You stay over there, I stay over here. Versus I'm thinking that we on the same page and he think like this all along. So I rock with him. I don't got no problem with him. I think people have a problem with him being murdered because of freedom of speech. I'm a raise this question for y'all. When have America ever been a place where you was free to say whatever you want? Y'all tell me, when was it acceptable in America for you to be free to say whatever you want? Yeah, of course, anybody in the world could say whatever they want, right? There's consequences to that. So I'm asking you, the audience, and you can put this in the chat right now. What is the time period that anybody has the freedom to say what they want without any consequences? And I'm just saying a regular civilian is able to say anything that they want without consequences of the government coming in and doing something with that. I'll wait. Just give me one time in history where that was acceptable. I can't even say anything that I want to on YouTube right now without them taking down my page. There's people that could say things online in general and it may be okay online, but then they get fired from their jobs. There has been people that say things and literally get arrested right after they say stuff. There has been times in history, in American history, where people was able to express themselves. I mean, this started even back when this country was first founded, and probably not that late after. I'm pointing at the 1800s, where people were speaking their minds on how they felt, and they got arrested and put in jail. There has not been one time in history in America where we had the freedom to speak and say whatever we want. The First Amendment, this is what I was saying earlier. When it comes to a lot of the laws, things like that of America, it's always a loophole for certain type people to do it and other people cannot. So the First Amendment has never been true to the people, to anybody. I could say something right now that would get me put in jail. I could say something right now that would get this whole page taken down. You cannot say whatever you want without consequences. That's never been a thing. I don't know who lied to you. Somebody lied to you. If they say that America is a land where you could say whatever you want with no consequences, you have a freedom of speech. Nowadays, what that means to me, freedom of speech, what it means, You want to know what it means? It means that you could say what you want, but there ain't no telling what the consequences is going to be. I mean, would you like to look up the history of a time period? I want somebody to really put that in the chat. A time period that it was okay for somebody to say what they want and nobody got in trouble. Nobody got put in jail. Nobody got beat up. And I'm talking specifically I'm not talking about you speaking to Joe Smo or Susie Q. I'm talking about you saying something directly towards the government and something not happening to you. Especially if you got a lot of listeners. I can say, hey, y'all, let's take over the government today. Sure, that may not do anything. But if I got a lot of people listening to me, guess what's going to happen to me? And I got the proof. I'm going to just give you dates. Hold on. I ain't meant for y'all to see this, man. My bad. I'm going to give y'all the dates. I'm going to give you the dates. Y'all researching on your own. Let's go to 1789. I'm sorry, 1798. Matter of fact, I am going to show it. Let's blow this up. 1798. Alright. Let's go to... These are all the time periods. People's getting put in jail, being criminalized just for putting stuff in newspapers. I mean, they shut down newspapers, and editors was arrested by criticizing the government. So in the 1800s, guess what? They even stopped mail from going out. You know, so even mobs was able to burn down establishments that was sending out propaganda. It was basically pamphlets that was being sent that had truth. That had what they believe in was the truth. Was being sent out. So they even burnt down establishments. They had whole mobs to come out to say, nah, you can't send that out. Civil War era. Lincoln suspended, basically stops journalists, and certain politicians end up being tried for criticizing the government. World War II era. There hasn't been an era that people couldn't say what they wanted to, that people could say what they wanted to say without getting arrested. Civil rights era, COINTELPRO, straight gun people down, shot up businesses. Vietnam era, students was arrested for protesting the war. We got so many eras. Post 9/11, we got so many eras. So many eras. And it's just something that I looked up. There hasn't been a time. There has not been a time where you was able to speak free and not get in trouble. And that's what it is. I'm going to have to get up off her. I'm going to catch y'all again around the same time tomorrow. And as I like to say, peace to the gods. All love. I may get on a little earlier tomorrow. Sure, I may be on tonight. But just look up, just type in OC the Great. Y'all see me live, tap in. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to support the platform because, you know, this platform is not monetized. Although I have 70K subscribers, I don't always hit the algorithms, and YouTube don't rock with some of the information that I was about. You know what I'm saying? That may change in the future, may not. But my Cash App It's in the description. You want to donate, please send money there to support the platform. If you like anything I said, make sure you support that way. Cash App is there. Now, if you want to reach out to me, my email, octhegreattv@gmail.com. Holler at me, say something nice. Speak to me nice. You know what I'm saying? But until then, I'll be here tomorrow and the next day. I may take the weekend off. I need my weekends. Weekdays, we'll be on